The hunt for Osama bin Laden, a decade-long manhunting. The weeks following the tragic events of September 11, 2001, United States launched a massive hunt for the man responsible, Osama bin Laden. The mission to find and kill him would span a decade, taking investigators from the caves of Afghanistan to a quiet compound in Pakistan. The story is a complex web of intelligence failures, breakthroughs, and relentless determination. The hunt began in earnest in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. As the U.S. invaded Afghanistan to topple the Taliban regime that had harbored al-qaeda, the CIA believed bin Laden was hiding in the Tora Bora cave complex in Afghanistan's eastern mountains, surrounded by his fighters. U.S. forces, aided by local Afghan militias, launched a fierce assault. However, after heavy bombing raids, when American troops finally entered the caves, bin Laden was gone. CIA had missed its first chance. They captured only a handful of fighters, but one of them would unknowingly become a crucial piece of the puzzle. That man was Mohammed al-Qaeda. Initially, he claimed to be in Afghanistan to hunt falcons, but his fingerprints told a different story. They matched a record from weeks before 9/11, when he had been denied entry into the U.S. at Orlando International Airport. Customs agents had been suspicious of his one-way ticket and lack of funds, turning him away. The CIA now realized al-Qaeda was supposed to be the 20th hijacker, a co-conspirator in the attacks. The CIA's investigation into al-Qaeda would eventually help them understand the structure of the al-Qaeda leadership and bring them closer to bin Laden. Following the trail of al-Qaeda led to the capture of more high-value targets, including Abu Zubaydah and the mastermind of the 9/11 attacks, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed KSM. During interrogation, KSM revealed the name of another key al-Qaeda member, Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti. Al-Kuwaiti, KSM explained, was a trusted personal courier for bin Laden. This was the first concrete lead that would put the CIA on the right path. Over the next few years, the CIA focused their efforts on finding Abu Ahmed. They knew bin Laden had to be communicating with his network, and the courier was the link. In 2004, another breakthrough occurred when a Kurdish security force arrested a man named Hassan Gol. He was carrying a letter from bin Laden, and under interrogation confirmed that Abu Ahmed was a key courier. However, finding Abu Ahmed was proving difficult. Al-Qaeda members gave conflicting information about his importance. Some said he was a high-ranking member, while others claimed he was a minor player who had retired. Even discovered that Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti was a pseudonym, making the search even harder. The hunt went cold for a few years. Then, in 2007, the CIA received a tip from a different intelligence agency that Abu Ahmed's real name was Ibrahim Saeed Ahmed, and that he was a Pakistani national who had moved to Kuwait. This was a critical piece of information, but it would still take years to find him. The CIA began monitoring phone calls from the Middle East to Pakistan, hoping to catch a trace of Ibrahim Saeed Ahmed. The search was a grueling process, involving millions of phone calls and countless hours of surveillance. Finally, in June 2010, after 3 years of searching, they intercepted a phone call that caught their attention. The man on the other end of the line, Pakistani, was speaking in a coded language. When asked about his location, he said he was with the same people I was with before. This simple phrase convinced the CIA they had found their man. The man was taking great care to avoid being tracked, using a burn phone that would only turn on for a few minutes at a time, and only when he was in Peshawar. This behavior sealed the deal. They were certain this was Abu Ahmed. The CIA shifted from electronic surveillance to ground surveillance. In August 2010, a Pakistani CIA agent began tracking Abu Ahmed. He followed him from Peshawar to a large, heavily fortified compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. The agent and his team observed the compound for weeks, watching Abu Ahmed's movements. They noticed that he never left the compound and that the inhabitants of the house took extreme measures to maintain their privacy. The compound had unusually tall walls, no windows on the ground floor, and the trash was burned instead of being put out for collection. The compound was in a quiet suburban neighborhood, but it was anything but normal. The CIA realized that Abu Ahmed wasn't leading them to bin Laden. He was living with him. This conclusion, reached after months of careful observation and analysis, was the final breakthrough in the decade-long hunt. They had located bin Laden's hideout. The mission to kill bin Laden was codenamed Operation Neptune Spear. The CIA handed the mission over to a special unit. The raid was meticulously planned and carried out in secrecy, without Pakistan's knowledge. On May 1, 2011, 2 stealth helicopters took off from a U.S. base in Afghanistan and headed toward Abbottabad. The mission was planned to last 40 minutes. The helicopters, equipped with advanced stealth technology, were designed to avoid detection by Pakistani radar. The raid was swift and decisive. In the first 15 minutes, Navy SEALs found and killed Osama bin Laden on the 3rd floor of the compound. The remaining time was spent securing the compound and fighting off bin Laden's guards. After 38 minutes, the SEALs left the compound, but not before one of their helicopters had to make an emergency landing and was destroyed on sight. The team returned in the remaining helicopter with bin Laden's body. The next day, officials announced that Osama bin Laden had been killed. His body was transported and buried at sea within 24 hours. In accordance with Islamic tradition, with Saudi Arabia's permission, the mission was a success, and it marked the end of the manhunt for the most wanted terrorist in the world.